Hey everyone, Aaron here with Elite Water Sports, and this video is all about bar juggling. Bar juggling is an essential tool for your progression. You must know how to do this. Stay tuned and we'll give you all the details. Let's get right to it. Bar juggling, what is it and why do we need to use it? Well, if you're out on the water and you crash your kite and your lines invert, that's where the lines go in and out of your front lines or your steering lines. Well, I would always say, make sure that you can just get back to the beach. If you can fly your kite, who cares about the tangles in your lines? Get back to the beach and untangle them there. But as you learn and progress and you get good at bar juggling, you can stay out in the water. I would always say make sure that you try it on your very first time and need a waist deep water, a very controlled environment, have a friend around in case you lose your kite altogether, because you will have to disconnect your leash. Bar juggling is awesome and it takes time and it takes actually a lot of experience, meaning doing it over and over and over again to get good out on the water. Eventually you'll be like me, I'll be able to go out in deeper water where I'm not even touching and bar juggle, or perhaps even doing it while riding. So here we go. Step one is all about setting that kite down on the edge of the wind window. You can see that my lines are tangled. I still have full control. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and land it. And not every kite on the market is gonna be able to be stationary on the edge of the window in full control. This is a higher aspect kite, so it's gonna take a little bit more maintenance for me. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect my leash and my chicken stick so that now the chicken loop can be free. You can see that I can control those front lines and put a lot of tension on them right here on my deep power strap. This makes a really nice handle. I need to be comfortable with this step. I need to be able to bring it to the edge of the window without being hooked in to my harness. So if you haven't done this yet, make sure you practice it first, okay? You don't have to have inverted lines to practice this. Make sure that you're comfortable holding that chicken loop and being able to steer that kite and keeping it on the edge of the wind window. If you want to go to that advanced level, you should be able to even fly the kite just by holding that chicken loop. If you haven't done that yet, don't start bar juggling just yet. You want to practice this step first. All right, so bringing it back down on the edge, here we are. And what I want to do is I want to focus on making sure that I keep tension on those front lines. I use that deep power strap for my handle, and I want to look which way the red line is tangled or whichever line is tangled. I have to time it out right. A little gusty conditions right now. I'm going to go ahead, hold those front lines, put that bar through them, and just remain in control of those front lines. I have to be somewhat fast. And if I pick the wrong direction, I can just start over, but I'm still gonna hold on to those front lines the whole entire time. Here we are. So I kind of spun the bar the wrong way. Now I can fix that again. It's all a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle. And after I see that all lines are untangled, I can go ahead and hold that chicken loop, check it one more time, make sure everything's good to go. All right, that's gonna be fully untangled. I'm gonna go through my safety check, the 1, 2, 3, that's leash and chicken stick. And I'm ready to fly again. So this is a more traditional invert of the lines. That's where that kite has flipped inside out and our steering lines go up through our front lines. This is a harder bar juggle. You definitely wanna be confident in your abilities of being able to unhook everything and still be able to control the kite without it attached to your harness. Remember, if things go wrong, we can actually grab a hold of that safety, reconnect our leash, and then therefore being able to eject, and the kite will just flag itself out. So bring it back down to the edge of the window. I want to focus on where do these steering lines go. I want to focus on that very first tangle that I can untangle, or the easiest tangle to untangle. Go ahead and unclip your leash and your chicken stick. Make sure that's out of the way. Go ahead and have a nice firm grip on everything. Make sure the kite's down on the edge of the window and tame, not bouncing around too much. Grab those front lines. Make sure that you flip that bar inside out. You'll have to flip that chicken loop a lot of times on the front lines. and rotate. You can see that kite definitely wants to bounce around a little bit, and that's because this is a little bit higher aspect kite. If I feel like it's getting out of control, I can go ahead and put some tension on those back lines again, and that'll actually give me some more steering ability and keep that kite right on the edge of the window so it doesn't rotate on its leading edge. All right, so I got rid of one tangle. I'm still not connected to my harness, but if I do want to take a break, I can go ahead and hook it back up to my harness. All right, so the kite's tame again. I'm gonna go for that next step. I see that the blue and the red go up through my front lines from the backside, so I'll go ahead and pass that bar once that kite's perfectly stationary and stable. All right, here we go. Pass that bar through the front lines. And here's the tricky part. You're gonna have to pass that D-power strap through that yoke. I'm making sure my fingers don't get caught on anything at all. If I get any pinches at all, I'm letting go. I don't care. I'm not losing a finger, all right? The next guy down the beach can go get my kite. If I happen to do it wrong, which I feel like I did, I can always just start over. You can see that leading edge started rotating down. I'll just steer that kite back to the edge of the window, putting all that tension on the front lines. Remember, if you just put all the tension on the front lines, the kite will depower itself. All right, definitely not the easiest kite to do this with, but no big deal. And you just keep playing with it until you get it, okay? It's no big deal. If you get any tangles, if you feel uncomfortable, if the kite powers up, I'm just letting go. Perfect. It's flying a little bit. You can see, man, this offshore breeze is making my life pretty difficult. Probably not the best scenario for a beginner, but I'm confident in my abilities to understand what I should be pulling and what I should not be pulling. That's essentially why you need to practice this in light winds. Nobody wants to go out and ride in light winds, but you can still go out and practice all these techniques. So now that our lines are fully untangled and not inverted anymore, I'm gonna go ahead and do all my safety checks. Our 1, 2, 3, that's chicken loop, leash, and chicken stick. And now I'm ready to ride. So bar juggling is definitely a skill you need to learn. You can practice this up on the beach by having a scenario of having the lines attached to something, learning that bar magic, and understanding everything that it takes to be confident in this. Just start with that first step of learning how to fly that kite. If you haven't watched that video of how to unhook, make sure you do so. If you have any comments, please leave them for us and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. This is Aaron with Elite Water Sports. We'll see you on the water.